and welcome back to another episode of What the Falk Podcast. Yes, we know it's me, Dave, not Graham. You're probably going to hear the phrase "listen" a few times, but we have some common sense with us this evening. That's Peter. How are you doing, Peter?
You're not my real dad. You're not Graham. What are you doing here? No, I'm all right, mate. I'm good. Just about to go through some. I feel like I need therapy after going through some of the names we've gone through, trying to get ready for this
The
realization.
the great thing from me, I've already done this episode with our real dad, Graham, and yeah, it was a lot easier to do than the greatest ever 11. Let's put it that way. But I tell you what, it doesn't half bring back some PTSD. So I'm looking forward to seeing you two, you two trudge along and see how it goes. And that brings us nicely onto our second participant for group counselling. Let's call it that. How are you doing, Lee?
I'm all right, mate. As Peter says, makes myself a little bit sick going through players that have played for this football club. Yes, we've had some good ones, but by Christ, we've had some shit.
Oh, there's definitely no doubt about that. Well, I can't wait. Can't wait until you guys hear our episode. I'll do a sneaky comparison on my own in the background tonight and see what the back four alone for us last week when we did ours was absolutely turgid. So yeah. On that, just the basic house rules. We've decided, and especially after he's had a little bit of airtime this week, that there's a new rule for the worst teams, and that is that Jack Rodwell has to be in there. But as we've established, he is a wild card, so you don't have to worry about the English aspect. You don't have to worry about anyone who he's played with before. And you're probably not going to find anyone as shite as him, which is saying something. So, yeah, there's that. And then obviously we also know that the regular rules are we can't have anyone from the same nationality and we can't have anyone who's played alongside the others. And I think the third and final rule, or main rule, was we have to have seen them in our lifetime, or you guys have to have seen them in your lifetime. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go. Well, we introduced Peter first, so let's go with Peter with a goalkeeper choice.
Can we not do that? Can we start with Lee? We might have had a bit of discussion off camera, off mic. Can we start with Lee?
So we'll let's go with.
Let's start with Lee.
Without further ado, let's introduce Mr. Armstrong. And how are you doing for a goalkeeper, Lee?
I had three, but I've opted for the one that's always in Premier League history from getting lobbed on the halfway line by Matty Taylor at the stadium light, and that's Kelvin Davis.
Kelvin Davis. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Played one season in 05-06 in that 15-point season. I know it takes off a lot of shit, but unfortunately, Peter now can't have Alan Stubbs.
It's amazing. It's amazing how over the years we've had a few of them old type centre halves who have come to the end of their Rolls Royce career. Some of them worked out, some of them not so much. I think Stubbs probably did come under that category. Davis, interesting one, because I'd imagine there's a few supporters would say probably he wasn't the worst in the world, but listen, we respect everyone's choices. So, which way are we going then, Peter? Are we going left back or are we going right back? Which one do you want?
I'm going right back, but Kelvin Davis. What nationality is Kelvin Davis?
He's English.
I will cross check, but I'd imagine he's English, isn't he?
He's English, isn't he?
Have we started on what? Are you sure you want him to go first, Peter, or what?
Well, I'm absolutely knackered already. I'm laughing, but I'm struggling here. Hang on, bear with us a minute. I've got to go through me. Oh,
which this is definitely hilarious because the one thing I don't want to give too much away to anyone who's listening. I'd imagine the other episode went out first, to be honest. But me, Graham, and Brad, and he might edit this out because it might make us look really amateurish, or it might actually help with these people unsubscribing, which we all know that he's a big fan of. We didn't do any prep work whatsoever, and I know you guys have. So the fact that this has gone wrong after the first one is absolutely brilliant.
Just to jump in, I've only got 11 players. That's it.
The wheels have come off already, Dave. I mean, all right, look, I'm going to go Scotland's own Donald Love.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. It's a very easy choice, isn't it?
There's yeah, I mean, look, there's a fine seam of shite to tap away at in that period that he was there. Probably not the worst player at the club during those periods, but certainly good enough or bad enough, however you look at it, to warrant himself a place in the right back slot for this side. So Kelvin Davis at goalkeeper, Donald Love at right back. Got a good song though, didn't he?
Yeah, I was gonna. At least it's probably his name that's saved him from being a scapegoat, really, isn't it? Because his football
Donald.
wasn't the greatest.
Everybody loves a Donald. No, sorry. Well, but he's no, he's in there. He's our right back.
Okay, Lee. So what should we go for? Should we go? I reckon we should go our first centre half. I think it is best to say. Sorry, I didn't say that at the beginning. We should probably go 4-3-3. That was what we went with in our first. Lee, if anyone could see the video of Lee's slapping his head here, I presume he was probably going to go old school 4-4-2.
Yep.
Oh, I've killed him. I've absolutely killed him. he best in these little interludes where I'm absolutely waxing lyrical or talking shite, as some might say. You best get some homework done. But anyway, it won't affect the back four. So who are you going for your first centre half?
Me first centre half was a defender who had a 6-month loan spell in 2011. Was it 2011, 2012? The main thing about him is he came off the bench for Matt Kilgallen against Man City. We won winning 3-1. We ended up drawing 3s apiece, and that's Kyriakos.
the Greek superstar.
If you want to call him a superstar.
Well, yeah. Where did we get him on loan from then?
You got him on loan from like Wolfsburg.
Oh, is that where it was?
I think it was somewhere in Germany. I think he left Liverpool to go there. Then we got him on loan from there. We didn't get him on loan directly from Liverpool.
Oh dear! And I tell you, yeah, just one of those players, isn't it? I mean, it amazes me that he ever played for someone like Liverpool, but probably looks half decent because of the quality around him. Problem is when you come to Sunderland and we're looking for you to dig us out of a hole, you're probably not going to quite look as stellar, are you?
When you kind of outdo Matt Kilgallen when he hadn't played for 6 months, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Unfortunately, the one thing that does kill you for, definitely on the Greek the Greek connection, is nobody can now have Mavrias, which is rather disappointing. So, yeah, Peter, what we thinking for our second centre half and a back four then?
Right, yeah. Again, there's plenty of options that we can have a look at. I was gonna go with another Greek, but I'm about to. I think. Just checking if he played with Donald Love. No, he wouldn't have done. Would he have played Kelvin Davis's playing period?
05, 06, the 15-point season.
Excellent. So can I have from France Modibo Diakate, if I've pronounced that correctly?
I would imagine that's perfectly safe, isn't it? You say you have
2013-14.
He's all right with Donald Love, is he? Because that'd be the only one I'd worry about, I think.
Donald Love signed 2016
16-18
under
Donald
Mons.
Love.
Oh, jeez. There you go then. Yeah, absolutely. Dear Keith here. I don't think we. So what's the cross checks here on that, Pete? How many appearances did he have?
Dear Katie, you've asked us the question now. I didn't have that stat down for him. Dear Kate,
I'm gonna guess 5.
I'm trying to think. I can't imagine it's any more than that. That's for sure.
I
remember when him and Roberge played centre half away to Everton and we won 1-0.
Valentin Roberge. Wow.
Oh, he was on my list. I'm just.
And this is good. This is a good little interlude because
this is professional broadcasting right now. What's going on?
That's what we like. It's also given Lee plenty of time. Yeah, he did, didn't he?
I didn't know he played for Lazio. Played 65 games for Lazio. Played 7 games for Sunderland.
Oh, 7 games. I tell you what.
7 games made a long enough lasting. I mean, went from Sunderland to Fiorentina on loan to Deportivo La Coruña. All the way through, they played right up until 2023.
2023.
But he still ends up in my CAC Sunderland 11 team as a centre half.
So we've got Kelvin Davis, we've got Donald Love, we've got Kyriakos, and we've got
Diakite.
Interesting. It's quite a cosmopolitan centre half pairing, really, isn't it? Oh, glamorous, should I say? Right, Lee. Pressure back on you. Who are we going for left back?
I think there's only one choice, really, isn't there? I think he's probably the worst left back I've ever seen in my life, and one of my good mates is a terrible left back. Joking, love you, really, legs. It's Callum McFadden.
Oh, that's a name.
We signed him on a free transfer from Plymouth after the transfer window had finished, and Phil Parkinson and his glory was like, oh, he's going to be this, and this, and he was utter dog shit. Like, utter dog shit. Remember Hull away, both goals came down his side. He was nowhere near his mark, and we drew 2s apiece. The less said about Callum McFadden, the better. I'm not going to go into it.
It is the less said about him, the better. But there's 2 problems with it. So, one, believe it or not, with a name like that, he's actually English. And even if he wasn't
he played for Northern Ireland. And then I want an independent adjudicator on that. He played for Northern Ireland.
Well, that's fair, because I would have said your second stipulation was, from what I remember, and I didn't check his senior career, but I know that he played for England under 16s, and I know that he played for Scotland under 21s. So has he gone? Well,
he's a full Northern Ireland international.
Well,
there sure he is.
He's if we get, I tell you what, we'll have a quick look while we're.
I can't spell McFadden.
No, me either. There's Callum there. There he is there. There he is there. Lee, what we doing here? Mate, I'm going to have to absolutely kill you, because he had 5 appearances for England under 16s during the 2009-2010. Let me just check that this is Callum they're talking about. I'll tell you what, his middle name's Jeffrey as well. There's something for you.
I'm Googling this.
And then, so he had 5 appearances for the under 16s, England under 16s.
3 for Scotland.
He was selected for Scotland under 21s in March 2015. So he obviously didn't even get a game for the under 21s. Oh, no, he did. He got 3, sorry. So, yeah, he's out on a couple of technicalities, unfortunately, bud.
He can go on. There's another reason why I fucking hate him. Christ, put us on the spot. He was the only left back I had. Can you play a right back, a left back?
I'll take it at this time of night, and the fact that Peter's got to be up in 3 hours. Bless him. I will take a full back as a left back, definitely.
Bernd Haas.
Oh, yeah. Do we think Bernd Haas was that bad?
I thought he was all right, Bernd Haas.
Interesting. I didn't think.
A bombing on rangy fullback that could, quite did.
Absolutely. It's just
The fact we turned down signing Patrice Carter on for him says enough.
it. I tell you what, we've done well that we didn't put Roberge in there, because if I remember rightly, Roberge was Swiss, wasn't he?
No, Robert, maybe.
Or was he French?
He was French, I think.
Just to go off on a tangent, I tell you who I'm
Roberge is French.
Roberge is French, so I was Cabral Swiss.
Yes.
They were all about the same time, weren't they? Oh, well, we've done all right with Bernd Haas then, because he was definitely Swiss as well, wasn't he? Oh, there you go then. So we've got a back four of Donald Love, Kyriakos, Diakite, and Bernd Haas. Interesting back four, very interesting. Now we go on to the midfield three. Now, obviously, you've already been given one of them. We don't have to worry about the links and stuff like that. So we've got Jack Rodwell. I suppose he'd be your one sitting right in front of the back four. Sorry, your CDM. So you've got another two midfielders, and it's you up first, Peter, I reckon. And what have we got? We can't have English. We can't have Scottish. We can't have French. We can't have Greek, and we can't have Swiss.
Oh, do you know what we can have though? He says, forgetting how to. Oh, come on, bear with us a moment. This is going to be an edit point because I can't remember how to pronounce his name. He's from Gabon.
Oh,
I'm going with the man that sounds like the beginning of Wigfield Saturday Night, Didier Ndong.
yeah.
Unfortunately, Peter, you can't have him.
No!
Who kills?
He played with Donald Love.
Oh, God, what a tedious link as well. Of all of the... Oh, my goodness, that's horrible.
Right.
Yeah.
That's actually... that's taken a lot out of me. Hang on. It's one of these ones where I'm now having to check. It's like, are you... I know you're English as in you were born in England, but did you have some kind of other link? No, only English. I was going to go George Dobson.
George Dobson, yeah. Definitely not the greatest either, was he?
Yeah, just saying names and making myself sad.
Yeah, that was the great thing from ours as well. You just didn't realise how bad we've actually had it. You don't realise until you start mentioning some of the names out loud and you go, wow, unbelievable.
Right. I will have to pull the trigger at some point here. Looking for a central midfielder who didn't play with Donald Love.
Is he one of those that's is he one of those that's been around for like years as well? But how long was Donald Love with us?
He left in the January when we were in League One, the first season in League One.
Only a couple of seasons, but he crosses over with a lot of cack.
Yeah.
As two I'm looking for a central midfielder. We've got Bernd Haas, haven't we, in there?
Yeah.
So no Swiss. No. This is poor.
It's certainly not easy, that's for sure. It doesn't help that I didn't write down our squad and I can't help you out with anything either.
No.
Let's
Right, I need a
I've got one.
Yeah, great. It's all easy when you've got one.
I've actually got two.
Yeah, well, good for you. Everybody's French.
I reckon you can throw out a little clue if you want to.
Right, I'm gonna go with. I don't know if you're gonna let us go with this, but I guess it's the more forward playing of the centre midfield trio. I'm going with Sean Thornton.
Nice. Yeah.
2002, 2005, Ireland.
I'll tell you what, I used to love Sean Thornton personally as well.
Well, I did a bit as well, but it's the inconsistency is more of a.
I'd imagine he's from a Sunderland point of view, he'd very much be one of those, like, people within professional football go on about Ravel Morrison. I'd imagine for Sunderland fans, he's probably very much of the streets won't forget guy.
The streets won't forget. I get you. I
do remember playing five-a-side against him at Silksworth Sports Complex. He was just having a kick about one, I think it was a Thursday night. He's having a kick about and he's running around with a fag in his mouth, literally, just like making a mockery of the lot of us because he was technically very, very good. But yeah, I can see
he's
that.
Sadly only making the team, and you make him a very good case for him not going in this worst Sunderland 11, but purely on not living up to potential and the inconsistency, and as I say, it's smoking in front of Bairns and Silksworth.
Yeah, not the best role model.
And getting his initials implanted in his front lawn in his house.
There was that, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in there. He's in there.
Yeah, just for the initials. I reckon I agree. Fair enough. Right. That comes to you, Lee, for the second midfielder, which hopefully you don't have any tedious links to anyone we've already got.
I don't think I do. He played one season in 2014-15.
That's got to be a good sign.
He was Swedish and he wasn't Seb Larsson, it's Ola Toivonen.
Oh, Ola Toivonen. See, I'll let him in there, but if I remember Toivonen, I reckon he played further up the pitch.
He was attacking midfielder.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to allow that in there, especially if it ends this bloody episode for people. But but no, yeah, he was a one season wonder, wasn't he? Yeah, I tell you what, there's another Swedish person who could have a good mention, and I apologise to people listening if we've mentioned him in the first. Well, he definitely gets mentioned in the first one. I can't remember if we put him in, but can you think of another Swedish player, double barrel surname, who didn't do anything whatsoever?
Morgberg Karlsson.
That's the badger. I dare say he was even worse than Ola Toivonen, if I'm honest with you.
Unfortunately, I couldn't put him in though. He signed the same. He's part of that famous picture of the four signs in the beginning of the transfer window.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But yeah, geez, another one who we had high hopes for, and it went horribly awry. So on to the and there's bound to be a few for this. Getting them in with the links to other players could be a bit more difficult, but I guess we're looking at the first of three attackers, Peter. What's your thoughts?
Oh, I'm going with Carsten Fredgaard.
Carsten Fredgaard.
Oh, Peter, you've just absolutely done me there, by the way.
Well, do you know what? Usually I'd apologise, Lee, but when it was name your worst or most disappointed in Sunderland 11, it's one of these that sticks with me because I've always had a bit of a soft spot for the Danish national side, and I've no particular reason why. I was like, he's going to be class. He's going to be brilliant. I've got all this faith. I don't know why. Just pure blind faith in Carsten Fredgaard. And then he turned out to be, yeah,
not very good.
Not great.
Not very good.
not the player that we'd hoped for, you know. But never mind. There he is. I'm just trying to find the exact years he played for Sunderland. It was
99-2000, I think.
99-2000, yeah.
And he was another one of these bleach blonde hair superstars, wasn't he? If I remember rightly.
There was a few at the time.
There was, there was, it was all the rage when I haven't got hair anymore, as we all like to take the mockery out of. But I do remember having blonde highlights at one point, which is probably why I've got no hair anymore, to be honest. So Fredgaard, Denmark, that all sounds good. Right, Lee. Second of our attackers, where we go, and obviously we have just established that Peter's killed you. So this should be interesting.
He signed in the same season as Milton Nunes. We didn't even mean to sign Milton Nunes.
He does absolutely kicking himself.
There was going to be two. There was going to be two that had to go in there for me. It was Fredgard and it was Nunes, but obviously they can't. I didn't realize they couldn't. I'll always remember that game when Nunes came on. No, I was sitting in the East stand where your season ticket used to be, and he came on. The first thing he came on, he had to do was he had to pick up Efan Ekoku. And just the difference in size and everything between Ekoku and Nunes, it was great. The look on Okoku's face as he's just like, really, you're the lad that's coming to mark me. Okay. Anyway, right, Lee, that was to give you a bit of extra thinking time.
Aye. The two strikers I had was Flo and Altidore. I can't have them two either. Don't think he crosses over. And I'll probably people in the comments and who watching go, he wasn't that bad. And I can't even have him either. I can't even have him. I'm more sure he's English, but I can't remember if he played for anyone abroad. I was going to put in Michael Chopra.
So this could be one of Peter's ones, because do we get him in there on a technicality? Because I want to see you might just get away with that. I don't know. I'm going to cross-check it myself. So if you can...
he didn't play for any... he's English. I can't get him in.
Yeah.
I thought he might have played for someone abroad, like Gibraltar, but he Indonesia.
Went, believe it or not, I reckon he went to India, didn't he?
I thought he might have played for someone like that, and I could have gotten him in.
I tell you what. If we're struggling, Wikipedia check, right, says he has represented England at under 16, under 17, under 19 and under 20 levels in 2006. However, he is eligible to play for India through his father. Now, from what I understand, we always used to say that anything under 21, until you had a full senior cap, you weren't necessarily classed for that country. So if we can't get anyone in there, I'm going to let you have that on a technicality.
Oh, I wouldn't. He's in.
Yeah, he's
he bottled that chance against the black and white. He's gotten in.
Definitely. Right. Well, we definitely haven't got any other Indian players to put in there. I am sure of that. So just a quick little brief recap. We've got Kelvin Davis in goal, England. We got Donald Love right back, Scotland. We've got Diakite, French. We've got Kyriakos, Greek. We've got Bernhardt left back, which is Swiss. Rodwell, who we all had to put up with in more ways than one. We've got Ola Toivonen, Sweden. Oh, why have I forgotten the other midfielder? Help us out, Lee.
Sean Thornton.
Sean
Thornton, of course it is. Northern Ireland. In fact, am I wrong there? Northern Ireland?
Republic of Ireland.
Republic, yeah. Apologies to the whole other side of Ireland who I've just offended. I wish we had someone who knew about politics to defuse that situation.
It's just much funnier to let it sit. Apologies to the whole island of Ireland. I
get the feeling that Graham's editing that out quite easily.
Would like to take a moment to apologise to the entire island of Ireland.
On that note, we have got Carsten Fredgard, Danish, and we've got Michael Chopra on a technicality just because he's a Geordie. And last but not least, Peter has our third attacker in our 4-3-3, which absolutely killed Lee. Who are we going for, Peter?
Well, I'm frantically checking. We're frantically checking. We might only have somebody from Argentina.
I tell you what, I hope I forgot about him on our episode, and I wish I'd had the opportunity to put him in. I think I did give him a token gesture, so I'd love it if you
let's see. It might not be the same one, but he played in 2014. So I'm just
Right.
trying to think who he crosses over. Only the 1 year, 6 appearances. That would be Nacho Sokoko, which is a
Ah,
That is
great name to
you
say
got
with
you
our accent.
go for the other one, Pete, because you can't have him in, mate.
Ah, man, how? That was the only one I had left. Um, well, tell
Because
us why while I'm looking.
I'm more sure National Skoko was in the same squad as Modibo Diakite in that 2013-14 season.
He definitely was.
oh
He would have come in
horrible.
the yeah.
He would have he came in the January.
Oh, and I've used
Go,
Ireland.
you can go for the other one. That signed the
Yeah,
season after.
The other one
and
that's
I dare say it. Did he? Are you thinking about the guy that scored a goal in the FA Cup at Fulham?
I'm
no.
talking about our record signing that didn't actually play a permanent game for us.
Yeah. I had a feeling. I had a feeling.
And he doesn't cross over with anybody, I don't think.
And I tell you what, I wanted to love that bloke as well. Have you picked up on who it is yet, Peter?
When he
Yeah.
made
Do you
his
know what?
debut against
Honestly, he
Tottenham,
didn't live up to it. He didn't live up to what he was supposed to. Asamoah Gyan?
No,
he's not
No.
um,
Argentinian.
no,
Gayanan.
yeah,
But I think
yeah.
he fits though.
He probably does fit, but I tell you what, I loved Asamoah personally.
Yeah, I know.
I,
That's the thing is that
I,
it's one of those. Is I'm just naming
you,
players that let me
you
down.
see, you loved him, but he buggered off for more money to go and play in the
Well,
United Arab Emirates and left us with
yeah,
Nicholas
he's one
Bennett's
of
only
them.
centre forward.
He's one of those like absolute ones that I want to hate, but I appreciate how good he was at football. It's the same, unfortunately, with Darren Bent. Like I know he's a money grabber, but it's still. And to be fair, the comeuppance for Darren Bent is his career went absolutely nowhere, and it just shows you the grass isn't always greener. But he could have went on and been a legend at the football club, I think, and he was just an idiot and mismanaged, I think is the best way to put it. But Peter, in terms of the Argentinian, certainly attacking flair player that Lee's trying to point out, Inter Milan, I believe it was Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven who had to deal with the tribunal at court. Is that helping you?
Oh God. Do you know it is, but it's now pushed us into a huge dark spot in my brain whereby I know exactly who we're talking about. I know exactly what we're doing. I can't even come close to finding a name. So
I'll try and, I'll give you his first name, which will hopefully
Bianca
help with the
off
rest.
EastEnders loves his first name.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to do, Lee. I was literally about to go, Ricky! Ricky, your tea's ready! So, he's Argentinian. He came from Inter Milan.
All right,
His first
all
name,
right. Okay, yes, Ricky Alvarez.
yes, we got there.
Oh,
Unbelievable. And I do believe he is definitely allowed in there, isn't he?
he is
I
allowed.
don't think-
He played 14-15. We haven't got anybody from that season. Toivonen
Yeah.
signed the season after.
Oh,
So there you go.
but this has been an absolutely horrible experience.
I'll tell you what,
I've loved it.
We're probably going to depress more people than we actually make them enthused by the international break or whenever this goes out. But we've had a catch up. We've had a laugh. You've now only got 2.5 hours before you've got to get up.
Yeah,
So
come on, David. We've got less than a minute. Run us through the team.
So we are in goal. Kelvin Davis, England. Donald Love, right back, Scotland. Centre halves, Kyriakos, Greece. We've got Diakite, French. Bernd Haas, left back, Swiss. Midfield three, Sean Thornton, Ireland. We've got Jack Rodwell. It doesn't matter where he's from. It just doesn't matter about him, full stop. We've got Ola Toivonen, Sweden. We've got Karsten Fredgaard, Denmark. We've got Michael Chopra, Indian. And we have got Ricky Alvarez. Ricky? Argentina. I reckon that's a job well done, boys.
Rogues gallery, isn't it?
We got there.
Right. Thanks very much. That was not wonderful to go down that road.